The greatest story ever told. Today, we present Who is Forgiven Most? A drama based on an incident contained in the 7th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Luke. An episode from the greatest life ever lived. The town of Capernaum in the province of Galilee lies on the shore of the Great Lake. And at dawn, when the mist is heaviest, the whole place takes on an eerie feeling. Now, as we peer through the swirling mist, we can see that at the town gate of Capernaum are 2 sentries who stand guard on the night watch. The one trudges back and forth before the gate, while the other leans against it almost defiantly, and as he does so, he taunts his companion by saying,
Up and back, up and back. The way you patrol, you'd think the elders of the town were up all night to watch you.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
When you've been at this as long as I have, you'll know the night watch is nothing but waiting for dawn. No life. Up all night in the cold and the rain.
Look, Daniel. Off there. Someone's coming along the road.
Where?
Off there. See straight along the road? Seems like a woman. Yes, it is a woman. Strange this time of night. But then it can't mean trouble.
That's what you think.
What harm could a woman possibly do?
The job of a sentry is to watch, to suspect, and to call everything to the elders' attention.
But a lone woman coming into the town. What harm can there be in that?
What harm? Suppose we allow her to come into town, and then it turns out she's a thief. It's possible, you know. And then when she's caught, the elders ask us why she was allowed in, why we didn't stop her. Well, I won't have to do any explaining if I make her explain first.
I still don't see.
Quiet, and you will see. Here she comes. Woman.
Yes, sir.
You wish to enter Capernaum?
Yes, sir.
Well, there are a few questions you'll have to answer first. We're pretty careful around here. Where did you come from?
I came from Magdala.
Been walking all night?
Yes, I have.
And why didn't you make the trip in the caravan? Why?
Travel in a caravan takes money.
Oh, no money. The elders won't like that. We have enough poor of our own.
I'm willing and able to work. May I enter now?
Not so fast. Now then, if you set out to walk from Magdala to Capernaum, why didn't you walk by daylight? You could have made it in one day's walk.
There's no law that says I must walk by day and not by night.
Is that so? Benjamin, take over here.
What are you going to do?
Very suspicious, this whole thing. So I'm not taking any chances. Woman, you can explain all this to Simon, the town elder. And I'm telling you now, he's a very strict man. You'd best have a good story for him. Come along. This is Simon's house. Wait here. Simon, I brought... Oh, I'm sorry, mistress.
My husband isn't here, Sentry, and he won't return until tomorrow.
Oh, that's bad. I have a case here that needs immediate action. This woman just arrived here under very questionable circumstances.
What is it? What's the trouble?
Well, I wouldn't want to bother you with it, mistress. I'll just keep the woman in the town jail till Simon returns.
Is she a criminal?
But there's nothing wrong here. Believe me, I haven't.
Come along, woman.
No, wait. She looks tired and hungry. Bring her in here.
Oh, without orders from Simon, I couldn't do that.
But must she stay in the jail?
Well, it's the safe place to keep individuals we're not sure of till the elders can decide.
But if she's done nothing wrong, that isn't fair. Sentry, leave her here with me. I promise she'll be here when my husband returns.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's against my orders.
I will take full responsibility for her.
If you say so, mistress. But remember, I don't want to be blamed if she does any harm. I did my duty, remember?
You don't have to worry.
It's not my worry now.
Thank you, mister. Thank you very much.
Come now, everything will be all right. Do come in. I can tell you're very tired and hungry. So please come in. You're welcome here. My, but you were hungry.
I'm sorry if I ate too much.
If you ate enough to make you feel better, it wasn't too much, believe me. Now, tell me.
I suppose you have to ask. You're wondering why the sentry brought me here?
I'm wondering what I'll tell my husband, Simon, when he returns.
Well, the sentry... He was suspicious, and he was right.
Oh?
I'm not very good. I mean, I wasn't in the past. But then something wonderful happened to me. Something no one will believe. No matter how hard I try to convince them.
What's happened, my dear?
Someone found a way of reaching into my heart. Of showing me how I could find my way back to a good life with decent people.
Well, that's very good.
That's what I thought when I heard the master teach.
The master? Yes, I should have known. I've heard him often. Every time he's come here to Capernaum. He can show anyone how to find a better life. I'm glad for your sake you listened. You believe.
I found out something. It's not easy.
Once you've found your way back, the rest is
Oh,
easy.
no. No, people. They don't forget. They refused to believe that I could change. In Magdala, they laughed at me. And finally, I couldn't stand their taunts any longer, so last night I decided to leave there. And I walked all through the night. And at dawn, when I saw your city gates, I thought, this will be the beginning of something new. Fine and clean for me. But no. As soon as the sentry saw me, he suspected me. There were questions and innuendos. And now I'll have to leave here to try and find another town. But it will only be the same. The same.
Please, my dear, you must not cry. You must not despair.
Will always be the same.
If you feel deep inside that you've changed, it need not be the same.
How can you say that?
Because we will forget about this whole thing.
But your husband...
You've committed no crime here in Capernaum. You've broken no law. My husband can do nothing to you.
But if he knew...
He doesn't have to know. As far as Simon is concerned, you'll be just another serving woman in the house.
You mean you're giving me a place here? I can work. I can earn my way.
If you want it.
If I want it. I do. I do. You're the first one who's given me a chance since I heard the master speak.
Perhaps because I've heard him too. Now, you must get some sleep. And when Simon returns, you'll take your place in our household and be just like any of the others. Well, Simon, it's good to have you back. And was your journey successful?
Yes, the usual business. And, of course, seeing my acquaintances, the parties and celebrations. But when all is said and done, home is the best place to be. And with you. Two things I can be sure never change.
Thank you, my dear. Although it is not flattering to say I never change, that home never changes. Because, in fact, we have had a change here.
Oh, really, Sarah? No trouble, I hope.
Nothing's wrong, Simon. It's just that I've taken on a new serving woman while you were away.
Surely you do not call that a great change.
Well, Simon, new servants are usually tense and very much afraid of the man of the house. So please, for my sake, don't say anything while she's serving that will confuse or embarrass her, please.
Is that all? Oh, I'll be very pleasant to her. After all, why not?
Thank you, Simon, because I think she'll be a good addition to the household, and I want to encourage her.
Well, have her start serving the evening meal now, and I'll show you how pleasant I can be.
Oh, thank you, Simon. I knew you'd understand. Now, you will see. Mary, you may serve the meal now.
Yes, mistress.
Remember what I told you, Mary.
Now, woman, you don't have to worry if you don't remember everything the first time. After all, we're all human. We're not perfect. We make our mistakes. We learn. We get better. So you just do your best, my dear, and we'll all get along fine. Right, Sarah?
Oh, yes, of course.
This is the meat.
Thank you. This meat looks very delicious.
Now, Mary, place the tray on the table.
Is that all right, mistress?
Very well done, my dear. And you may leave now. I will call you when I need you.
Thank you.
Well, she didn't seem too much upset. I think she'll make a fine serving woman. Very fine. You see, she tries hard.
I'm happy to hear you say that, dear.
Of course, I can't say I've ever seen her before. Not from our town, is she?
No, Simon.
Would have been better to have taken a woman from among people we know instead of choosing a stranger.
Simon, she's alone here. No family. She needed the place.
Sarah, you're too soft-hearted. But this time, I think you've made a good choice. I think she'll do very well. Did she come with any recommendations from her own town? Of many people we might know?
Why, not actually. I just chose her on faith. I believe she's a good woman.
Of course. Tell that by looking at her. Sarah!
What is it, Simon? Why the excitement?
This time we're going to have to outdo ourselves.
Outdo ourselves? What do you mean? What's this all about?
This parchment scroll. The last caravan through town delivered it to me. You know who it's from?
No.
From Boaz, the most important merchant in Magdala. He's coming here to visit us for a few days. Well, we must show him the best of everything.
When does he arrive?
Within 2 days. I want you to scour the marketplace for the best of food. He's always bragging about things in Magdala. They have the finest, and they have the best. Well, this is my chance to show him that Capernaum is no wilderness, that we know good food and wine, too.
Of course, Simon. We'll do our best.
You know, there's a little matter of business that may come out of this. Last time I was his guest, you mentioned certain transactions I might undertake for him. Would mean quite a bit to me, so I want to impress him. That's very important.
Simon, you don't have to worry. We'll set you a table that you'll be proud of. Good enough to impress a high priest or even a king.
Very good, my dear, because this is important. Now, you best get started. Remember, you've only 2 days to prepare.
Of course. Mary? Hannah? Quickly. There's a great deal of work to be done. This time you must be very careful, Mary. Simon has a most important guest.
I will do my best, mistress, I promise.
Simon asked especially to have you serve the meal. You see, you've become his favorite already. I knew you could prove yourself.
It was you who gave me the chance.
If I didn't believe in you, I wouldn't have done it. Now, take up the platter of meat.
Yes.
And there. Hold it as I've taught you.
Yes.
That's right. And the important thing is to go in and out of the room quietly. I don't want anything to take Simon's attention from his business talk. Now, come with me. And remember, quietly, on the floor.
Boaz, perhaps you can tell me where you've ever tasted better wine than this, huh?
Simon, I must admit it's very good. Very good indeed.
Oh, we in Capernaum pride ourselves on having the best of everything.
Yes?
And as for servants, I'll wager I have one here you couldn't find the like of in all Magdala.
So?
She's efficient and silent, and when she offers you food, you can see she really wants you to enjoy it.
Good.
Why, sometimes... Oh, here she comes now. Just watch.
Yes?
Go on, Boaz. Help yourself to the meat. It's the finest it can be.
Indeed.
Boaz, what's the matter?
Simon, what are you trying to do?
Why, Boaz, what is it?
If this is a prank, Simon, the humor escapes me.
Frank, what are you talking about?
Don't pretend you don't know.
Well, I don't. What's wrong? What is it? Has something in my house offended you?
I really believe you don't know. This woman...
What's the trouble, Boaz?
What you don't know. You really don't know. So this is the serving woman you pride yourself on. Why, she's notorious in Magdala. Yes, Simon, notorious.
Sarah, I was never so humiliated all my life. The way Boaz laughed at me. Then left the house without touching a morsel of food.
I'm very sorry it went wrong, Simon. But there is something I must tell you, even though you may hate me for it. Simon, I knew.
What?
I knew about her all along.
And you kept it from me? You allowed me to be served by such a woman? Sarah.
This woman needed a chance. She needed someone who would be friendly to her. She's changed, I know it. She's a fine woman now, and it's up to us to help.
Fine woman. She's made me the laughing stock of this town. And of Magdala, too. Why, Boaz told me that she was one of the most notorious women there. After I'd boasted about her.
Simon, let us be fair. The woman has done her work well here. You have nothing against her.
Oh, no? I won't take this insult from Boaz lightly. First, get her out of the house. At once.
Please, Simon, I tell you she's a good woman now. She has been ever since she heard the master. I would take an
The
oath.
master? Oh, I see. She told you about the master and you believed her. You became her ally. He spoke a few words and changed this woman's whole life. More of his magic, I suppose.
Please, Simon, don't talk that way about him.
I suppose you'll tell me how I may talk about him?
Simon, listen to me for a moment, please.
Well?
The fact that a woman who was evil changed her whole life after she heard the master speak. Doesn't that prove the power of his words and his teaching?
It proves he has some kind of strange power. I'm going to find out what it is.
What are you going to do, Simon?
I shall invite him to Capernaum tomorrow. Yes, I'll have him in to eat a meal with me. I'll talk to him. Find out what is this strange effect he has on people. Yes, I'll have him here for the evening meal tomorrow.
It will be a great honor to serve him in this house.
One moment, Sarah.
What is it, Simon?
Don't take on any pretensions about this thing. He's not to be treated as an honored guest. Or as a guest at all.
Simon.
Rather, as a person about whom I am curious.
But you can't do that, not to him.
He's to be treated as a tradesman who might eat in the kitchen. After all, they say he was a carpenter. Except that I'll have him in to eat in the main hall with me. There's to be no water for his feet. Or oil for his head.
But, Simon, you...
I don't want him to misunderstand. Think that I consider him an equal. I want only information and the chance to judge this man who works such changes with women like her. As for her, have her out of here before this day is over, you understand?
Simon, please.
This time, Sarah, do as I say.
Yes, Simon. I'm very sorry, my dear.
You did the best you could, mistress. It's not your fault.
When you leave, I will give you enough money to take you far away from here. To some place where you can start again.
I thought I'd made a new life here, but no. Out of nowhere comes someone who recognized me from Magdala. Every place I go, I'll live in fear that tomorrow I'll meet someone from Magdala. Can I go on that way?
I'm sorry, Mary.
There's nothing left for me. No place, no friend. And when I heard the master speak, I believed. It seems that believing is not enough. Changing is not enough.
You must not feel bitter toward him, Mary.
He offered me hope and then snatched it away again.
He offered you hope. That part is true. But he didn't snatch it away. Oh, no. It's the others, the people who can't believe in the forgiveness he teaches. And unfortunately, there are so many who don't believe.
You're right. I'm sorry I spoke harshly of him. And I won't ever forget. ever.
I know how you feel. And perhaps you can understand how I feel now being forced to put you out this way.
I'll manage somehow.
It isn't only you. It's Simon and what he intends to do to the master.
Master is coming here?
Yes. And Simon intends to treat him as a tradesman. No water for his feet, no oil for his head,
Oh, no.
no kiss of welcome, none of the honors or courtesies one extends to a guest. But I shouldn't burden you with this. You have troubles enough of your own.
Master here. Tomorrow.
Yes. And if you wanted to see him, no one could stop you. Perhaps before you go on from here, you might like to hear him again.
Yes, I'll hear him. I will.
Simon, I beg of you, before he arrives, reconsider this. Is it right to treat a good man, a prophet, in such fashion? Please,
Sarah, I have thought about it, all that I intend to. We'll be here shortly. Everything will be as I instructed you. That must be him now. You will show him in here.
Simon.
Remember, Sarah, it was you who were responsible for my being insulted. Now do as I tell you. Bring him in.
Yes, Simon. Master.
Quickly, Sarah, bring him in here.
This way, Master.
Sarah, it isn't necessary to bow.
But Yes, Simon.
Master, you will sit here. Good. First, we will eat. Then I wish to discuss certain matters with you. There are questions I wish to ask about the things you preach. But that can wait. Sarah, you may have the meal, sir.
Master!
Who is that bursting in on us this way? You, woman. What are you doing here? Haven't I ordered you to be driven from my house? To leave this town?
I'm here to show reverence to one who deserves the highest reverence. Master. Master, I kneel at your feet. I wash your feet.
Woman, you will leave here at once.
Master, let me wash your feet. And if there's no cloth with which to wipe them, then I will wipe them with the hair of my head.
Simon, I ask you, have you ever seen such devotion before? Her tears. She washes his feet with her tears.
The woman's mad.
No, Simon, not mad. Devoted, humble, loving.
Then you're both mad. Master, this answers one question I was going to ask you. You claim to be a prophet. Well, you can't be. Or if you were, you would know what kind of woman this is. You wouldn't allow her to touch your person.
Simon, please.
Don't try to stop me, Sarah. Tell me, Master, is this woman typical of your followers? Are they all sinners? Well, that's what this woman is, a sinner.
Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee.
And I am waiting to hear it, Master.
There was a certain creditor who had 2 debtors. The one owed 500 pence, and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him most?
Love him most? Why, the one whom he forgave the most, of course.
Thou hast rightly judged.
But what has that to do with this woman?
Simon, seest thou this woman?
Master, she was a sinner. She admits as much.
I entered thine house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment.
Master.
Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little.
Master, you forgive me my sins.
Thy sins are forgiven. Thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace.
Thank you, Master. Thank you.
Master, how can you welcome sinners when most of us shun them? Would it not be better to bring your teachings to the good people, the decent people?
They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. I come not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance.
Simon, are not his words true? It is not the righteous who need forgiveness, but the sinners. And in a way are not we all sinners? For who is there who is perfect except God?
You're right, Sarah. And the Master is right. I've learned my lesson. Sarah, will you ever forgive me for insulting him as I did?
You had to see him, Simon, to hear him just once.
I thought she was not good enough even to be a serving woman in my house. Yet she showed him proper reverence, while I did not have the decency to do so. I'm ashamed of myself, Sarah.
Poor woman. She served us well, too, for having given her a chance.
Then when Boaz laughed at her, he must have hurt her very deeply. Instead of understanding her and defending her, I drove her from my house. Now I'm sorry that she won't stay. I can't blame her for wanting to go with the Master, to be one of his followers.
Nor can I. She found something in him she never really found before. Full and honest forgiveness.
Sarah, all of us should learn to forgive as the Master does. For no one is too bad to receive forgiveness. And those who are forgiven love most. I shall always remember that woman, Mary of Magdala.
Next week, on this same network at this time, we will present another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived.